Today we are discussing questions and answers for IAPP Certificate in Investment Performance Measurement CIPM. If you are preparing for any IAPP based certifications, you can download the complete list of valid, tried and tested questions and answers from the link provided in the description. Question is, which of the following is used to deliver code quickly and efficiently across the development, test, and production environments? Option A, snapshot. Option B, container image. Option C, serverless function. Option D, VM template. Correct answer is option B. Question is, which of the following would allow a cloud engineer to flatten a deeply nested JSON log to improve readability for analysts? Option A, Grafana. Option B, Kibana. Option C, Elasticsearch. Option D, Logstash. Correct answer is option D. Question is, a cloud security analyst is concerned about security vulnerabilities in publicly available container images. Which of the following is the most appropriate action for the analyst to recommend? Option A, using CIS hardened images. Option B, using watermarked images. Option C, using digitally signed images. Option D, using images that have an application firewall. Correct answer is option A. Question is, servers in the hot site are clustered with the main site. Option A, network traffic is balanced between the main site and hot site servers. Option B, offline server backups are replicated early from the main site. Option C, all servers are replicated from the main site in an online status. Option D, which of the following best describes a characteristic of a hot site? Option D is the actual question. Correct answer is option C. Question is, a company uses containers to implement a web application. The development team completed internal testing of a new feature and is ready to move the feature to the production environment. Which of the following deployment models would best meet the company's needs while minimizing cost and targeting a specific subset of its users? Option A, Canary. Option B, blue-green. Option C, rolling. Option D, in place. Correct answer is option A. You can download the complete list of IAPP based questions from the link provided in the description. Question is, which of the following describes the main difference between public and private container repositories? Option A, private container repository access requires authorization while public repository access does not require authorization. Option B, private container repositories are hidden by default and containers must be directly referenced, while public container repositories allow browsing of container images. Option C, private container repositories must use proprietary licenses, while public container repositories must have open source licenses. Option D, private container repositories are used to o- obfuscate the content of the Docker file, while public container repositories allow for Docker file inspection. Correct answer is option A. Question is, which of the following is a customer be responsible for in a provider managed database service? Select two options. Option A, operating system patches. Option B, table label permissions. Option C, minor database engine updates. Option D, cluster configuration. Option E, row level encryption. Option F, availability of hardware for scaling. Correct answer is option B and option E. Today we are discussing questions and answers for IAPP Certificate in Investment Performance Measurement CIPM. You can download the complete list of IAPP based questions from the link provided in the description. Question is, a group of cloud administrators frequently uses the same deployment template to recreate a cloud-based development environment. The administrators are unable to go back and review the history of changes they have made to the template. Which of the following cloud resource deployment concepts should the administrator start using? Option A, drift detection. Option B, repeatability. Option C, documentation. Option D, versioning. Correct answer is option D. Question is, which of the following is a direct effect of cloud migration on an enterprise? Option A, the enterprise must recognize the reporting structure. Option B, compatibility issues must be addressed on premises after migration. Option C, cloud solutions will require less resources than on-premises installations. Option D, utility cost will be reduced on premises. Correct answer is option D. Question is, a cloud server needs to automatically allocate more resources during certain peak times. This allocation does not need to occur in regular intervals. Which of the following scaling approaches should be used? Option A, event. Option B, manual. Option C, trending. Option D, scheduled. Correct answer is option A. Question is, a cloud engineer needs to migrate an application from on-premises to a public cloud. Due to timing constraints, the application cannot be changed prior to migration. Which of the following migration strategies is best approach for this use case? Option A, retire. Option B, re-architect. Option C, refactor. Option D, rehost. Correct answer is option D. You can download the complete list of IAPP based questions from the link provided in the description. Now the question is, a company recently set up a CDN for its photography and image sharing website. Which of the following is the most likely reason for the company's action? Option A, to eliminate storage costs. Option B, to improve site speed. Option C, to enhance security of static assets. Option D, to prevent unauthorized access. Correct answer is option B. Question is, which of the following storage resources provides higher availability and speed for currently used files? Option A, warm or HDD. Option B, cold or SSD. Option C, hot or SSD. Option D, archive or HDD. Correct answer is option C. Question is, a company receives files daily from a bank. The company requires that the file must be copied from the cloud storage resource to another cloud storage resources for further processing. Which of the following methods requires the least amount of effort to achieve the task? Option A, remote procedure call. Option B, SOAP. Option C, event driven architecture. Option D, REST. Correct answer is option C. Today we are discussing questions and answers for IAPP Certificate in Investment Performance Measurement CIPM. You can download the complete list of IAPP based questions from the link provided in the description. Our question is, which of the following industry standards mentions that credit card data must not be exchanged or stored in clear text? Option A, CSA. Option B, GDPR. Option C, SOC 2. Option D, PCI DSS. Correct answer is option D. Question is, a log parsing application requires significant processing power to ingest the logs streaming from web servers. The engineering team presents the cloud architect with 4 proposals using the same underlying hardware. Which of the following should the cloud architect select in order to minimize the impact of an instance failure while keeping the cost as low as possible? Option A, 4 instances of 4V CPU, 8 GB RAM, 80 GB SSD. Option B, 4 instances of 4V CPU, 8 GB RAM, 80 GB HDD. Option C, 2 instances of 8V CPU, 16 GB RAM, 80 GB SSD. Option D, 2 instances of 8V CPU, 16 GB RAM, 80 GB HDD. Correct answer is option A. Question is, a company runs a discussion forum that caters to global users. The company's monitoring system reports that the home page suddenly is seeing elevated response times, even though internal monitoring has reported no issues or changes. Which of the following is the most likely cause of this issue? Option A, cryptojacking. Option B, human error. Option C, DDoS. Option D, phishing. Correct answer is option C. Question is, a cloud solutions architect needs to have consistency between production, staging, and development environments. Which of the following options will best achieve this goal? Option A, using Terraform templates with environment variables. Option B, using Grafana in each environment. Option C, using the ELK stack in each environment. Option D, using Jenkins agents in different environments. Correct answer is option A. You can download the complete list of IAPP based questions from the link provided in the description. Our question is, a cloud engineer needs to determine a scaling approach for a payroll processing solution that runs on a bi-weekly basis. Given the complexity of the process, the deployment to each new VM takes about 25 minutes to get ready. Which of the following would be the best strategy? Option A, horizontal. Option B, scheduled. Option C, trending. Option D, event. Correct answer is option B. Question is, for compliance purposes, a cloud developer at an instance company needs to save all customer policies for more than 10 years. Which of the following options is the most cost-efficient tier to save the data in the cloud? Option A, archive. Option B, hot. Option C, cold. Option D, warm. Correct answer is option A. Today we are discussing questions and answers for IAPP Certificate in Investment Performance Measurement CIPM. If you are preparing for any IAPP based certifications, you can download the complete list of valid, tried and tested questions and answers from the link provided in the description. Question is, a company has one cloud-based web server that is prone to downtime during maintenance. Which of the following should the cloud engineer add to ensure high availability? Option A, a redundant web server behind a load balancer. Option B, a backup cloud web server. Option C, a secondary network linked to the web server. Option D, an auto-scaling feature on the web server. Correct answer is option A. Question is, an organization's security policy states that software applications should not exchange sensitive data in clear text. The security analyst is concerned about a software application that uses base64 to encode credit card data. Which of the following would be the best algorithm to replace base64? Option A, 3DES. Option B, AES. Option C, RC4. Option D, SHA3. Correct answer is option B. Question is, which of the following application migration strategies will best suit a customer who wants to move a simple web application from an on-premises server to the cloud? Option A, rehost. Option B, re-architect. Option C, refactor. Option D, retain. Correct answer is option A. Question is, a company has 10 cloud engineers working on different manual following is the best method to address this issue? Option A, deployment documentation. Option B, service logging. Option C, configuration as code. Option D, change ticketing. Correct answer is option C. You can download the complete list of IAPP based questions from the link provided in the description. Question is, a CI/CD pipeline is used to deploy VMs to an IaaS environment. Which of the following can be used to harden the operating system once the VM is running? Option A, Docker. Option B, Kubernetes. Option C, Git. Option D, Ansible. Correct answer is option D. Question is, which of the following is the most cost-effective way to store data that is infrequently accessed? Option A, cold site. Option B, hot site. Option C, off site. Option D, warm site. Correct answer is option C. Question is, which of the following network protocols is generally used in a NAS environment? Option A, BGP. Option B, RDP. Option C, TCP/IP. Option D, ISC/SI. Correct answer is option C. Question is, which of the following is a field of computer science that enables computers to identify and understand objects and people in images and videos? Option A, image reconstruction. Option B, facial recognition. Option C, natural language processing. Option D, computer vision. Correct answer is option D. Today we are discussing questions and answers for IAPP Certificate in Investment Performance Measurement CIPM. If you are preparing for any IAPP based certifications, you can download the complete list of valid, tried and tested questions and answers from the link provided in the description. Question is, a cloud security analyst is looking for existing security vulnerabilities on software applications. Which of the following describes this vulnerability management phase? Option A, analyze. Option B, report. Option C, remediation. Option D, identification. Correct answer is option D. Question is, which of the following vulnerability management concepts is best defined as the process of discovering vulnerabilities? Option A, scanning. Option B, assessment. Option C, remediation. Option D, identification. Correct answer is option D. Question is, which of the following cloud native architecture designs is the most easily maintained, decentralized, and decoupled? Option A, monolithic. Option B, hybrid cloud. Option C, mainframe. Option D, microservices. Correct answer is option D. Question is which of the following AI ML technologies consumes text input to discern tone? Option A text recognition. Option B computer vision. Option C visual recognition. Option D sentiment analysis. Correct answer is option D. Question is department supervisors have requested a report that will help them understand the utilization of cloud resources, make decisions about budgeting for the following year and reduce costs. Which of the following are the most important requisite steps to create the report? Select two options. Option A set the desired retention of resource logs. Option B configure application tracing. Option C integrate email alerts with ticketing software. Option D enable resource tagging. Option E configure the collection of performance and utilization logs. Option F configure metric threshold alerts. Correct answer is option D and option E. You can download the complete list of IAPP based questions from the link provided in the description. Question is a cloud solutions architect needs to design a solution that will collect a report and upload it to an object storage service every time a virtual machine is gracefully or non-gracefully stopped. Which of the following will best satisfy this requirement? Option A an event-driven architecture that will send a message when the VM shuts down to a log collecting function that extracts and uploads the log directly from the storage volume. Option B creating a webhook that will trigger on VM shutdown API calls and upload the requested files from the volume attached to the VM into the object-defined storage service. Option C an API of the object-defined storage service that will scrape the stopped VM disk and self-upload the required files as objects. Option D a script embedded on the stopping VM's OS that will upload the logs on system shutdown. Correct answer is option A. Question is which of the following cloud deployment models is the best way to replicate a workload non-disruptively between on-premises servers and a public cloud? Option A public, option B community, option C private, option D hybrid. Correct answer is option D. Today we are discussing questions and answers for IAPP Certificate in Investment Performance Measurement CIPM. You can download the complete list of IAPP based questions from the link provided in the description. Our question is an engineer wants to scale several cloud workloads on demand. Which of the following approaches is the most suitable? Option A load, option B scheduled, option C manual, option D trending. Correct answer is option A. Question is a manager wants information about which users signed in to a certain VM during the past month. Which of the following can the cloud administrator use to obtain this information? Option A, retention. Option B, alerting. Option C, aggregation. Option D, collection. Correct answer is option D. Question is, a company has decided to adopt a microservices architecture for its applications that are deployed to the cloud. Which of the following is a major advantage of this type of architecture? Option A, increased security. Option B, simplified communication. Option C, reduced server cost. Option D, rapid feature deployment. Correct answer is option D. Question is, a developer is deploying a new version of a containerized application. The DevOps teams wants no disruption, no performance degradation, cost-effective deployment, minimal deployment time. Which of the following is the best deployment strategy given the requirements? Option A, canary. Option B, in place. Option C, blue-green. Option D, rolling. Correct answer is option C. You can download the complete list of IAPP based questions from the link provided in the description. Question is, a healthcare organization must follow strict compliance requirements to ensure that PII is not leaked. The cloud administrator needs to ensure the cloud email system can support this requirement. Which of the following should the organization enable? Option A, IPS. Option B, OLP. Option C, ACL. Option D, WAF. Correct answer is option B. Question is, a developer is testing code that will be used to deploy a web farm in a public cloud. The main code block is a function to create a load balancer and a loop to create 1.000 web servers, as shown below. The developer runs the code against the company's cloud account and observes that the load balancer is successfully created, but only 100 web servers have been created. Which of the following should the developer do to fix this issue? Option A, request an increase of instance quota. Option B, run the code multiple times until all servers are created. Option C, check the my underscore wave underscore server function to ensure it is using the right credentials. Option D, place the my underscore load underscore balancer function after the loop. Correct answer is option A. Question is, a cloud developer is creating a static website that customers will be accessing globally. Which of the following services will help reduce latency? Option A, VPC. Option B, application load balancer. Option C, CDN. Option D, API gateway. Correct answer is option C. Today we are discussing questions and answers for IAPP Certificate in Investment Performance Measurement (CIPM). You can download the complete list of IAPP based questions from the link provided in the description. Question is, a system administrator is provisioning VMs according to the following requirements. VM instance needs to be present in the at least 2 data centers. Duration replication, the application hosted on the VM tolerates a maximum latency of 1 second. When a VM is unavailable, failover must be immediate. Which of the following replication methods will best meet these requirements? Option A, snapshot. Option B, transactional. Option C, live. Option D, point in time. Correct answer is option C. Question is, a cloud engineer needs to integrate a new payment processor with an existing e-commerce website. Which of the following technologies is best fit for this integration? Option A, RPC over SSL. Option B, transactional SQL. Option C, REST API over HTTPS. Option D, secure WebSocket. Correct answer is option C. Question is, which of the following network types allows the addition of new features through the use of network function visualization? Option A, local area network. Option B, wide area network. Option C, storage area network. Option D, software defined network. Correct answer is option D. Question is, a company's engineering department is conducting a month-long test on the scalability of an in-house developed software that requires a cluster of 100 or more servers. Which of the following models is the best to use? Option A, PaaS. Option B, SaaS. Option C, DBaaS. Option D, IaaS. Correct answer is option D. You can download the complete list of IAPP based questions from the link provided in the description. Now the question is, which of the following do developers use to keep track of changes made during software development projects? Option A, code drifting. Option B, code control. Option C, code testing. Option D, code versioning. Correct answer is option D. Question is, users report being unable to access an application that uses TLS 1.1. The users are able to access other applications on the internet. Which of the following is the most likely reason for this issue? Option A, the security team modified user permissions. Option B, changes were made on the web server to address vulnerabilities. Option C, privileged access was implemented. Option D, the firewall was modified. Correct answer is option B. Question is, a cloud engineer hardened the WAF for a company that operates exclusively in North America. The engineer did not make changes to any ports and all protected applications have continued to function as expected. Which of the following configuration changes did the engineer most likely apply? Option A. The engineer implemented MFA to access the WAF configurations. Option B. The engineer blocked all traffic originating outside the region. Option C. The engineer installed the latest security patches on the WAF. Option D. The engineer completed an upgrade from TLS version 1.1 to version 1.3. Correct answer is option B. Today we are discussing questions and answers for IAPP Certificate in Investment Performance Measurement CIPM. If you are preparing for any IAPP based certifications, you can download the complete list of valid, tried and tested questions and answers from the link provided in the description. Our question is following a ransomware attack, the legal department at a company instructs the IT administrator to store the data from the affected virtual machines for a minimum of 1 year. Which of the following is this an example of? Option A. Recoverability. Option B. Retention. Option C. Encryption. Option D. Integrity. Correct answer is option B. Question is a company wants to implement a work environment that will have low operational overhead and highly accessible enterprise resource planning, email and data resources. Which of the following cloud service models should the company implement? Option A IaaS, Option B PaaS, Option C DBaaS, Option D SaaS. Correct answer is option D. Question is a systems administrator notices a surge of network traffic is coming from the monitoring server. The administrator discovers that large amounts of data are being downloaded to an external source. While investigating, the administrator reviews the following logs. Please see the table. Which of the following ports has been compromised? Option A port 20, Option B port 22, Option C port 443, Option D port 4443, Option E port 8048. Correct answer is option E. You can download the complete list of IAPP based questions from the link provided in the description. Our question is a systems administrator is configuring backups on a VM and needs the process to run as quickly as possible, reducing the bandwidth on the network during all times from Monday through Saturday. In the event of data corruption, the management team expects the mean time to recovery to be as low as possible. Which of the following backup methods can the administrator use to accomplish these goals? Option A. Incremental backup daily to the cloud. Option B, full backup on Sunday and incremental backups on all other days of the week. Option C, differential backup daily to the cloud. Option D, incremental backups during off hours on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Correct answer is option B. Question is a company serves customers globally from its website hosted in North America. A cloud engineer recently deployed new instances of the website in the Europe region. Which of the following is the most likely reason? Option A, to simplify workflow. Option B, to enhance security. Option C, to reduce latency. Option D, to decrease costs. Correct answer is option C. Today we are discussing questions and answers for IAPP Certificate in Investment Performance Measurement CIPM. If you are preparing for any IAPP based certifications, you can download the complete list of valid, tried and tested questions and answers from the link provided in the description. Question is, a technician receives an email from a vendor who is requesting payment of an invoice of human resources services. The email contains a request for bank account numbers. Which of the following types of attacks does this behavior most likely indicate? Option A, malware. Option B, cryptojacking. Option C, ransomware. Option D, phishing. Correct answer is option D. Question is, which of the following service options would provide the best availability for critical applications in the event of a disaster? Option A, edge computing. Option B, cloud bursting. Option C, availability zones. Option D, multi-cloud tenancy. Correct answer is option C. Question is, a company migrated its CRM system to a SaaS solution. The security team is updating the RAG matrix for the newly migrated CRM. Given the following table, please see the table. Which of the following responsibility assignments best aligns with the shared responsibility model for the new CRM? Option A, data center security. Option B, CRM software security. Option C, CRM server patching. Option D, CRM development lifecycle. Correct answer is option A. Question is, a cloud engineer is designing a cloud native three-tier application. The engineer must adhere to the following security based practices. Minimal services should run on all layers of the stack. The solution should be vendor agnostic. Next one is, viralization could be used over physical hardware. Which of the following concepts should the engineer use to design the system to best meet these requirements? Option A, virtual machine. Option B, microservices. Option C, fan out. Option D, cloud provided managed services. Correct answer is option B. You can download the complete list of IAPP based questions from the link provided in the description. Question is, a junior cloud administrator was recently promoted to cloud administrator and has been added to the cloud administrator group. The cloud administrator group is the only one that can access the engineering VM. The new administrator unsuccessfully attempts to access the engineering VM. However, the other administrators can access it without issue. Which of the following is the best way to identify the root cause? Option A, rebooting the engineering VM. Option B, reviewing the administrator's permissions to access the engineering VM. Option C, allowing connections from this to the engineering VM. Option D, performing a packet capture on the engineering VM. Correct answer is option B. Question is, a critical security patch is required on a network load balancer in a public cloud. The organization has a major sales conference next week, and the chief executive officer does not want any interruptions during the demonstration of an application behind the load balancer. Which of the following approaches should the cloud security engineer take? Option A, ask the management team to delay the conference. Option B, apply the security patch after the event. Option C, ask the upper management team to approve an emergency patch window. Option D, apply the security patch immediately before the conference. Correct answer is option C. Today we are discussing questions and answers for IAPP Certificate in Investment Performance Measurement CIPM. You can download the complete list of IAPP based questions from the link provided in the description. Question is, a cloud engineer was deploying the company's payment processing application, but it failed with the following error log. Error root transaction failed HTTP 429 response. Please try again. Which of the following are the most likely cause for this error? Select two options. Option A, API throttling. Option B, API gateway outage. Option C, web server outage. Option D, oversubscription. Option E, unauthorized access. Option F, insufficient quota. Correct answer is option A and option F. Question is, a company uses containers stored in Docker Hub to deploy workloads or its IaaS infrastructure. The development team releases changes to the containers several times per hour. Which of the following should a cloud engineer do to prevent the proprietary code from being exposed to third parties? Option A, use IAC to deploy the IaaS infrastructure. Option B, convert the containers to VMs. Option C, deploy the containers over SSH. Option D, use private repositories for containers. Correct answer is option D. Question is, a cloud engineer wants to replace the current on-premises. unstructured data storage with a solution in the cloud. The new solution needs to be cost-effective and highly scalable. Which of the following types of storage would be best to use? Option A, file. Option B, block. Option C, object. Option D, SAN. Correct answer is option C. You can download the complete list of IAPP based questions from the link provided in the description. Question is, a security analyst confirms a zero-day vulnerability was exploited by hackers who gained access to confidential customer data and installed ransomware on the server. Which of the following steps should the security analyst take? Select two options. Option A, contact the customers to inform them about the data breach. Option B, contact the hackers to negotiate payment to unlock the server. Option C, send a global communication to inform all impacted users. Option D, inform the management and legal teams about the data breach. Option E, delete confidential data used on other servers that might be compromised. Option F, modify the firewall rules to block the IP addresses and update the ports. Correct answer is option A and option D. Question is, which of the following is used to detect signals and measure physical properties such as the temperature of the human body? Option A, beacon. Option B, transmission protocols. Option C, sensors. Option D, gateways. Correct answer is option C. Question is, which of the following requirements are core considerations when migrating a small business's on-premises applications to the cloud? Select two options. Option A, availability. Option B, hybrid. Option C, testing. Option D, networking. Option E, compute. Option F, logs. Correct answer is option A and option D. Today we are discussing questions and answers for IAPP Certificate in Investment Performance Measurement CIPM. You can download the complete list of IAPP based questions from the link provided in the description. Question is, a bank informs an administrator that changes must be made to backups for long-term reporting purposes. Which of the following is the most important change the administrator should make to satisfy these requirements? Option A, location of the backups. Option B, type of the backups. Option C, retention of the backups. Option D, schedule of the backups. Correct answer is option C. Question is, a DevOps engineer is integrating multiple systems. Each system has its own API that exchanges data based on different application level transactions. Which of the following delivery mechanisms would best support this integration? Option A, Enterprise Service Bus. Option B, Socket. Option C, RPC. Option D, Queue. Correct answer is option A. Question is a cloud engineer is designing a high performance computing cluster for proprietary servers software. The software requires low network latency and high throughput between cluster nodes. Which of the following would have a greatest impact on latency and throughput when designing the HPC infrastructure? Option A, node placement. Option B, node size. Option C, node NIC. Option D, node OS. Correct answer is option A. Question is a cloud consultant needs to modernize a legacy application that can no longer address user demand and is expensive to maintain. Which of the following is the best migration strategy? Option A, retain. Option B, rehost. Option C, refactor. Option D, replatform. Correct answer is option C. You can download the complete list of IAPP based questions from the link provided in the description. Question is a developer at a small startup company deployed some code for a new feature to its public repository. A few days later, a data breach occurred. A security team investigated the incident and found that the database was hacked. Which of the following is the most likely cause of this breach? Option A, database core dump. Option B, hard-coded credentials. Option C, compromised deployment agent. Option D, unpatched web servers. Correct answer is option B. Question is a cloud administrator wants to provision a host with two VMs. The VMs require the following. Please see the table. After configuring the servers, the administrator notices that during certain hours of the day, the performance heavily degrades. Which of the following is the best explanation? Option A, the host requires additional physical CPUs. Option B, a higher number of processes occur at those times. Option C, the RAM on each VM is insufficient. Option D, the storage is overutilized. Correct answer is option C. Today we are discussing questions and answers for IAPP Certificate in Investment Performance Measurement CIPM. If you are preparing for any IAPP based certifications, you can download the complete list of valid, tried and tested questions and answers from the link provided in the description. Our question is, an engineer made a change to an application and needs to select a deployment strategy that meets the following requirements. Is simple and fast, can be performed on two identical platforms. Which of the following strategies should the engineer use? Option A, blue-green. Option B, canary. Option C, rolling. Option D, in place. Correct answer is option A. Question is, a customer is migrating applications to the cloud and wants to grant authorization based on the classification levels of each system. Which of the following should the customer implement to ensure authorization to systems is granted when the user and system classification properties match? Select two options. Option A, resource tagging. Option B, discretionary access control. Option C, multi-factor authentication. Option D, role-based access control. Option E, token-based authentication. Option F, bastion host. Correct answer is option B and option D. Our question is, a network administrator is building a site-to-site VPN tunnel from the company's headquarters office 10, the company's public cloud development network. The network administrator confirms the following. The VPN tunnel is established on the headquarter office firewall. While inside the office, developers report that they cannot connect to the development network resources. While outside the office on a client VPN, developers report that they can connect to the development network resources. The office and the client VPN have different IP subnet ranges. The firewall flow logs so VPN traffic is reaching the development network from the office. Which of the following is the next step the next network administrator should take to troubleshoot the VPN tunnel? Options are: Option A, review the development network routing table. Option B, change the ciphers on the site-to-site VPN. Option C, restart the site-to-site VPN tunnel. Option D, check the ACLs on the development workloads. Correct answer is option A. You can download the complete list of IAPP based questions from the link provided in the description. Now the question is, a cloud engineer is provisioning a new application that requires access to the organization's public cloud resources. Which of the following is the best way for the cloud engineer to authenticate the application? Option A, access key. Option B, API. Option C, MFA token. Option D, username and password. Correct answer is option A. Question is, a cross-site request forgery vulnerability exploited a web application that was hosted in a public IaaS network. A security engineer determined that deploying a WAF in blocking mode at a CDN would prevent the application from being exploited again. However, a week after implementing the WAF, the application was exploited again. Which of the following should the security engineer do to make the WAF control effective? Option A, configure the DDoS protection on the CDN. Option B, install endpoint protection software on the VMs. Option C, add an ACL to the VM subnet. Option D, deploy an IDS on the IaaS network. Correct answer is option C. Today we are discussing questions and answers for IAPP Certificate in Investment Performance Measurement CIPM. You can download the complete list of IAPP based questions from the link provided in the description. Our question is, a company is developing a new web application that requires a relational database management system with minimal operational overhead. Which of the following should the company choose? Option A, database installed on a virtual machine. Option B, a managed SQL database on the cloud. Option C, a database migration service. Option D, a hybrid database setup. Correct answer is option B. Question is, a list of CVEs was identified on a web server. The system administrator decides to close the ports and disable weak TLS ciphers. Which of the following describes this vulnerability management stage? Option A, scanning. Option B, identification. Option C, assessment. Option D, remediation. Correct answer is option D. Question is, a government agency in the public sector is considering a migration from on-premises to the cloud. Which of the following are the most important considerations for this cloud migration? Select two options. Option A, compliance. Option B, IaaS versus SaaS. Option C, firewall capabilities. Option D, regulatory. Option E, implementation timeline. Option F, service availability. Correct answer is option A and option D. Question is, a company recently migrated to a public cloud provider. The company's computer incident response team needs to configure native cloud services for detailed logging. Which of the following should the team implement on each cloud service to support root cause analysis of past events? Choose two options. Option A, log retention. Option B, tracing. Option C, log aggregation. Option D, log rotation. Option E, hashing. Option A, F, encryption. Correct answer is option A and option C. You can download the complete list of IAPP based questions from the link provided in the description. Now the question is, a customer's facility is located in an area where natural disasters happen frequently. The customer requires the following: data resiliency due to exposure of frequent natural disaster, data localization because of privacy regulations in the country, high availability. Which of the following cloud resources should be provisioned to meet these requirements? Option A, storage in a separate data center located in the same region. Option B, an on-premises private cloud carrying duplicate data. Option C, storage in an availability zone outside the region. Option D, storage in the same availability zone as the primary data. Correct answer is option C. Question is a cloud administrator needs to distribute workloads across remote data centers for redundancy reasons. Which of the following deployment strategies would eliminate downtime, accelerate deployment, and remain cost efficient? Option A, in place. Option B, rolling. Option C, blue green. Option D, canary. Correct answer is option C. Today we are discussing questions and answers for IAPP Certificate in Investment Performance Measurement CIPM. If you are preparing for any IAPP based certifications, you can download the complete list of valid, tried and tested questions and answers from the link provided in the description. Question is an IT manager is migrating the production environment to the cloud but needs to keep control of the operating systems, patches, and settings of all resources. Which of the following deployment models will best meet the requirements? Option A, FAAS. Option B, PAAS. Option C, IAAS. Option D, SAAS. Correct answer is option C. Question is a SaaS provider introduced new software functionality for customers as part of quarterly production enhancements. After an update is implemented, users cannot locate certain transactions from an inbound integration. During the investigation, the application owner finds the following error in the logs. Error is REST API deprecated call is no longer supported in this release. Which of the following is the best action for the application owner to take to resolve the issue? Option A, update the custom integration to use a supported function. Option B, include the custom integration in the quarterly testing scope. Option C, ask the users to monitor the quarterly updates. Option D, revert the application to the last stable quarterly release. Correct answer is option A. Question is a cloud engineer is developing an operating expense report that will be used to purchase various cloud billing models for virtual machine instances. The cloud billing model must meet the following requirements. First, the instance cannot be ephemeral. Second, the minimum life cycle of the instance is expected to be 5 years. The software license is charged per physical CPU count. Which of the following models would best meet these requirements? Option A, dedicated host. Option B, spot instance. Option C, pay as you go. Option D, reserved resources. Correct answer is option D. You can download the complete list of IAPP based questions from the link provided in the description. Question is a cloud architect is preparing environments to develop a new application that will process sensitive data. The project team consists of one internal developer, two external consultants, and three testers. Which of the following is the most important security control for the cloud architect to consider implementing? Option A, setting up private development, public development, and testing environments. Option B, segregating environments for internal and external teams. Option C. Configuring DDoS protection to mitigate the risk of downtime. Option D. Using IAM and ACL in order to bolster DLP. Correct answer is option D. Question is, which of the following is a difference between SAN and NAS? Option A. SAN works only with fiber-based networks. Option B. SAN works with any Ethernet-based network. Option C. NAS uses a faster protocol than SAN. Option D. NAS uses a slower protocol than SAN. Correct answer is option D. Today we are discussing questions and answers for IAPP Certificate in Investment Performance Measurement CIPM. If you are preparing for any IAPP based certifications, you can download the complete list of valid, tried and tested questions and answers from the link provided in the description. Question is, a company needs to deploy its own code directly in the cloud without provisioning additional infrastructure. Which of the following is the best cloud service model for the company to use? Option A PaaS, Option B SaaS, Option C IaaS, Option D XaaS. Correct answer is option A. Question is, a cloud engineer needs to deploy a new version of a web application to 100 servers. In the past, new version deployments have caused outages. Which of the following deployment types should the cloud engineer implement to prevent the outages from happening this time? Option A rolling, Option B blue green, Option C canary, Option D round robin. Correct answer is option C. Question is, which of the following cloud deployment strategies is best for an organization that wants to run open source workloads with other organizations that are sharing the cost? Option A community, Option B public, Option C hybrid, Option D private. Correct answer is option A. Question is, which of the following is the best type of database for storing different types of unstructured data that may change frequently? Option A vector, Option B relational, Option C non-relational, Option D graph. Correct answer is option C. Question is, a software engineer at a cybersecurity company wants to access the cloud environment. Per company policy, the cloud environment should not be directly accessible via the internet. Which of the following options best describes how the software engineer can access the cloud resources? Option A SSH, Option B Bastion host, Option C token based access, Option D web portal. Correct answer is option B. You can download the complete list of IAPP based questions from the link provided in the description. Our question is a user's assigned cloud credentials are logged and the user is unable to access the project's application. The cloud administrator reviews the logs and notices several attempts to log in with the user's account were made to a different application after working hours. Which of the following is the best approach for the administrator to troubleshoot this issue? Option A. Create new credentials for the user and restrict access to the authorized application. Option B. Track the source of the login attempts and block the IP address of the source in the WAR. Option C. Reset the user's account and implement a stronger lockout policy. Option D. Install an IDS on the network to monitor suspicious activity. Correct answer is option B. Question is, once a change has been made to templates, which of the following commands should a cloud architect use next to deploy an IaaS platform? Option A. Git pull. Option B. Git fetch. Option C. Git commit. Option D. Git push. Correct answer is option D.